You can become a ghost in IDV now. Let's begin. Welcome back everyone. So let's talk about what we're getting this week. We're going to skip what we got last week. So this week we're getting the Midnight Carnival story event. Last week we had the pre-stage event, but this week we're getting the main content. So in this event, there'll be some check-in rewards where you'll be able to get an event portrait and a Ripper themed sticker that looks kind of cute in my opinion. If you complete the story event and match missions, you'll be able to receive different rewards, including 2 stickers. One of them is themed around Acrobat and the other one's themed around Embalmer. You'll also get an event portrait, B-tier furniture piece, an event label, and a piece of room music, hopefully themed around Halloween, not really sure yet. There'll also be a way to receive event tokens to spend in the event store. In that store, you'll be able to find the Mechanic A-tier skin Paper Heart that's based on the Dream Witch skin of the same name, the B-tier skin for opera singer called Lorelei, the Mechanic Pumpkin Lantern emote, and a Survivor B-tier accessory that looks like a cat, but I think it's going to be called something like the Midnight Ghost. This week, we're also getting an upgrade to the Nocturnal Escape mode. Last week, we got the Nocturnal Escape mode base thing that we had the previous year, but this year we're getting an upgrade on the second week, and that is this week of course. In this new upgrade mode there will be 2 factions. One of them is going to be the Trickster faction that has 2 members, and the other one is going to be the Survivor faction that has 4 members. The goal is for the survivors to try and escape the map the same as we have currently with the Nocturnal Escape mode, by going around the maze and getting to the exit gate. But the Trickster role is going to be there to try and slow them down and stop them from getting out before the timer ends. Let's talk about what the survivors can do. First of all, survivors can defend themselves from the Trickster role with the pumpkin bombs that they'll have at the beginning of the match, and they'll also be able to refill around the match as well. These bombs will silence the Tricksters, meaning they won't be able to use their abilities, and will also reveal them because Tricksters will be invisible for most of the match. Survivors can also open the fast track, that is a fast way of getting from the middle of the map to the exit gate by collecting a certain number of items. In the previous mode, in the normal Nocturnal Escape mode, you would open the fast track by getting to the end of the map and everybody else will be able to get out through the fast track. But in this mode, they've made it a little bit more difficult, meaning that everyone needs to go around picking up little candy items to be able to open up that track. But beware, because survivors can be knocked down by the Trickster role, and this happens when they reach 1000 fear. When this happens, they'll be knocked down and then teleported to the beginning of the maze. But of course, that doesn't reset the entire maze. They will still have all of the entrances they opened, and they'll still have all the knowledge that they had before of which way to go. So it will only slightly hinder them there. The more exciting role is the Trickster role. The Tricksters of course have to try and stop survivors from escaping, and they have multiple abilities to do so. Their most basic ability is the float ability. This lets them fly around the map. They can fly over walls and glide around invisible most of the time. Of course, they also have the passive ability of being invisible for most of the time. Their main way of interacting with the match is to possess items. They can possess cabinets. That means that if a survivor interacts with that cabinet, the ghost will then be able to possess a wax man that comes out of that cabinet and chase them and blast them with wax, like Wax Artist. This will increase that survivor's fear and hopefully then reset them back to the beginning of the map. You can also possess pallets, and then if a survivor interacts with that pallet, you'll be able to possess yourself and then have a massive wall of wax that you can chase survivors around with. And you can also possess candles that do something similar where they explode. Another passive ability that the Trickster faction has is they'll be able to see survivors within a limited range, I believe through walls and stuff like that. And they also have the ability to use the map, where they'll be able to see which locations have been opened by the survivors and where the escape routes are, so they can use that to be able to slow down survivors from getting to certain areas. This is a very exciting game mode and I'm excited to see and play it myself. This week, we're also getting the Phantom Castle and Furniture feature event, where you'll be able to visit a holiday-themed furniture event that is, of course, the Halloween-themed furniture event in the Phantom Castle room. In this room, you'll be able to see the new furniture pieces that they're releasing, and you'll be able to interact with characters around the story event for the Halloween story event, as I understand. That, of course, will be adding to the store the new furniture pieces that you'll be able to see in that event, including 2 B-tier furniture pieces that is like a window or a mirror and a rug, and then 4 A-tier pieces that are a chest, a table, a piano, and a wardrobe as far as I can tell. If you're not into furniture pieces, then you might be interested in some skins, because this week we're getting the S-tier package for Hermit that includes the S-tier skin Lead Consultant. That is a fantastic skin. It looks good in game, and it will also include the A-tier accessory that's called Slay, pronunciation, I think that's how you pronounce it, which they revealed the effects for. It is an amazing A-tier accessory. It has so many different effects. Another skin that you should expect this week is Antiquarian's Deduction Star skin called Mulan that should be releasing on October 19th. This is not a Halloween themed skin, but it is a good skin nonetheless, and I think it will look amazing in game. And a minor addition that they're adding this week is they're adding the new visual assistance mode. It's supposed to go along with the charity event that's happening right now towards the visually impaired. This feature will be able to add options for color blindness, meaning that players with color blindness should be able to change the settings of what the game looks like so they can see colors a little bit easier. And I'm not sure what other features it will give us yet. They haven't really revealed any of those features, but I think this is really good news, and it means that the game will be more accessible to more players overall. How about the future? What's coming from the future? Well, as we talked about last week, we do have some stuff coming up next week, and those are, of course, the A tier accessories for Prisoner, Priestess, and Doctor. They're named Gloomy Ghost, Candy Ghost, and Pumpkin Ghost. Still don't really know what the effects are, but I guess a lot of people are theorizing about what they're going to be. They are very cool. Still wish they were pets, but that doesn't matter. We also had a big reveal this week, and that was the new Hunter. The new Hunter is going to be called Fool's Gold, and it is the Hunter version of Prospector. We've been theorizing for about 2 years now to see if Prospector was actually going to be a Hunter in any kind of version. We did see that in the first event, the first story event that they released, that was the Time of Reunion. They finally released an image of what he looks like, and he looks very cool. A lot of people disappointed that he doesn't look like what he looked like in the original trailer, and that he looks a little bit too attractive instead of less like a hunter, but I do really like his rock theme and his big pickaxe. It looks very cool. His reveal also reveals to us that we're getting the Ashes of Memory Chapter 2 next month, November 2nd, as far as I can understand, and we got a mini trailer to reveal kind of a little bit more about what we're going to see. We're of course going to see Novelist, and we're also going to see Reporter, and they're both going to be in either Darkwoods and the new map that should be coming up next month, that is the racehorse track, but I don't really know more about what's going to come. We do know that Prospector is going to be involved in that storyline. I don't know how that will happen though. And if you're interested about some rumors, well, IDV Curiosity over on Twitter, go and check them out. Noir does a ton of good updates on future content that they've managed to find by digging in files and stuff like that. They theorize that Psychologist is going to be getting a deduction star skin soon, and it's going to be based on Juliet. But I'm very excited to see what kind of skin she gets. As the Halloween season is here and people are excited to play some Identity 5, you might be able to play more often with your friends. So check out this video on the screen right now if you want to improve your team coordination and improve your overall win rate when you're playing as a team together.